name's Chris Raftopoulos, and today we're going to talk about designing a painting. So, I'm going to work from this photo here that I took, I don't know, maybe a few years ago. This is Trout Creek. It's in Summerland. Anyways, I'm going to show you a few examples of what I'm talking about. See, these are all little like thumbnail sketches that I've done, and I like doing this before I start a painting, so I know where I'm thinking about it a little bit, so that I don't just, go right. I look at the photo and go and jump right into the painting, and then get frustrated because I don't know where I want to put my darks and lights, or copy the photo to death. So I like doing this, and I rearrange, my values. So here I've done a few of this cloud with the sky and the trees here. I've done it a few different ways. There's light, there's mid-tone, and then I have dark. And then whatever is light, I just leave white, and then I do a mid-tone, and then I just put it dark. There's some tulips I did. I like this, so I painted this. Here I like the tulips together and the dark on one side, then it goes lighter on the other side, and then the leaves down there. And anyways, I normally don't do them this big, but I'm going to probably do it bigger because you probably can't see this too well on the camera, so I'll do it a lot bigger for you, just get an idea. And I like to think about it a little bit. So, you start with an idea, like a reference, or if it's in your head or you're even outdoors painting or drawing or whatever, and you have an idea. But copying, like when you look at like a landscape or something you took, you're like, oh, I like that. But chances are when you copy it, or you look, chances are you could probably make it better. If you copy it to death, it copy exactly like the photo, chances are there's just something that might not work, or you could have done something to make it enhance. Because often photos, the lights and the darks are often much more in contrast than what you see with your eye. And cameras lie. They don't tell you that it doesn't capture a picture like you would capture with your eyes. It doesn't see the same way. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to do it bigger. Normally, like as I said, I do it really small. This is kind of like a rectangle. Didn't really make a rectangle. So I'm going to do it about that big. So I'm going to think about, okay, where do I want the main shapes to go? And my darks and lights. And you only need 3 values. You don't need 5 values or 12 values or whatever. Those value scales are very confusing because they have like 10 values, and it's like, well, you only need like 3, right? They're basically, you look at the value scale. I used to have it. It has 10 different values. It ranges from white to black, and well, like a lot of them are the same. Like a lot of them will read as a middle or a light or a dark. Anyways, I'm going to go back to the sketch here. Enough rambling for me. So the water, I'm going to have the water end there. I'm going to try this without the tree, just see what happens. So here we go. So now I'm going to figure out where do I want my darks and lights. And it doesn't necessarily have to be all here. I could maybe put some more here, have maybe light hitting there, whatever I want to do. So, okay, I like the river. So first I'm going to start with my mid-tone. So I'm going to maybe put a few shadows in the river. Just going in like that. I'm using a 6B. So I like it because I can go dark quite quickly. Or like HB and stuff is not very, it takes a bit more, takes more pressure to get to dark. So I'm just going to just put a few lights there. Leave lights and then a few mid values. I like to start with the mid-tone first, and then leaving my whites. Or if I want to leave it white, and then I'll work my darks after. So maybe I'll go there. Kind of like that texture there. Let's see if I like it without any trees or not. We got a few dark there. It's always a good idea to do a gradation when it's a large shape. So, I mean, this is quite a large shape. I could have it dark on the bottom, and then as it goes to the top, you know, it gets lighter and lighter. I kind of filled it in mostly as mid-tone, but oh well, we'll do another one. So here I might just maybe want to do right here, and as I get to the closer to the top, you know, maybe it gets lighter. Okay, I kind of got a mid-tones. Now I need dark. So maybe I'll have more dark down here. In here, so that, you know, have a nice brilliant dark corner there. Okay. Then I'll add, okay, and then maybe I'll add a corner there. You know, like that. Okay, so now I got dark, mid, and light. Maybe I want this mid-tone, or maybe I want this dark. You know, maybe maybe that river can come out a bit. So there's the design. Now you keep doing it until you get something you like. If you don't do one sketch and then decide that, oh, okay, that's good enough. Try it different ways. Maybe you want dark up there instead of down here, you know? So, okay, maybe I don't really like that, so maybe I'll try something different now. Okay, looking at my photo, maybe I'll put it here so you see it there. So now I'm gonna, oh, it's kind of shining. There, it's better. So now I'm gonna do something different. Okay, maybe I want that tree in there. I kind of like the light that's hitting it. You know, putting the rock in there. Putting the rock there. And then maybe have the river end like that. Maybe I might, okay, I'll put this tree in because I think I'll try it with the tree. I tried it without it and I didn't really like it. So you want to think about it a little bit. Not too much. It can be hard because sometimes you can overthink things. But then if you don't think about it a little at all, if you just rush to it, chances are it may not be that good. So, okay, I got the tree there. Maybe I'll try adding this tree in here. You know, there it is there, and then we go, yeah, there it is, I have that tree there. Okay, so now I'm going to, okay, now I'm going to play with it a bit. So, we're going to go in like that. Maybe make the tree stand out a bit. So I'm going to add spaces, leave it white where the foliage on this tree is so that it shows up. Okay, maybe I'll add a bit here. Okay. Maybe I'll add maybe a darker. I'm basically playing with patterns of dark against light. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, so I want that tree to show up, so maybe I'll add a few negatives. So I'll just go around the foliage I drew. Maybe make this dark mid-tone there. Okay, now the river. I think I'm going to leave some of this white, and then I'm going to add, okay, there's the waterfall there. And then maybe add a little I think what I'm going to do is add a triangular shape of a shadow. Even though it's not there, but I think I'm going to add it in. Because angles make it interesting in a painting. Okay. Now how many drawing sketches I have to do? Until you come up with what you like. There is no perfect design. There's lots of ways of looking at it. You know? I mean, there's no right or wrong design. It's just what you like. And it's nice to do this because then you can figure out, oh, I don't like that. And then it's just a little sketch, right? So you just do another one. Now can you imagine if you did a painting and you go, oh, I don't like this painting, and you're like, then you spend hours trying to fix it and then it doesn't work and you just waste a whole bunch of paint. But you know, sometimes even doing these sketches and you do a painting, it may not work either, too. But you just try something different again. You just try something out. Because you always want to experiment a lot to find out what works for you and what doesn't. What works for one person may not work for another artist. Okay, anyways, back to the sketch here. I'm going to do darks to enhance, to make this foliage pop out a little more. So I'm going to draw more dark here. More dark here. So this jumps out at you a bit. Okay. So now I think I'm going to add a little light or a little mid-tone value on some areas, but not too much. It doesn't really look like much a tree actually. Oh well. Now I like that a lot better actually, and I think because I like how, you know, this is broken up here, and I like how this, you know, this tree comes out against the dark or the mid value. So you always want to do 3 values. Another, you can do this before you start. So you have dark, middle, and light. So you go dark. There's your dark, and then mid-tone. A mid-tone value is where it separates from dark and the light. That's how you tell if it's a mid value. If it's too similar between dark or light, then it's not mid. Anyways, now when I do a painting, that doesn't mean I leave this white. It just means that's light. I mean, maybe in a painting you want to leave light because water is, you know, what makes the like waterfall and stuff is a lot of white. Anyway, I hope that helps a lot, and I hope you know, try these at home. You know, if you have a photo you like, try it a couple of ways. Like, what happens if I, you know, play with it a little bit? I mean, it still is about the water and the cliff. Like, that hasn't changed. But what I'm looking at is, like, you know, maybe placing the lights and darks differently. And then, you know, if it doesn't work out, it's only a sketch, right? You just do another one. You might have to do like maybe 10 to get something to a design you like. Or sometimes you might only have to do like 1 or 2. Like here, I kind of like this, what I did here. I like that a lot, actually. And actually the trees help break things up a bit. Where here, it didn't really work for me as much. Maybe you like that, I don't know. Everyone's different. That's what makes art so good today, because everyone does, there's no artist that's the same. It's different style, you know, different subject matters, different mediums. Like, it's just amazing. I mean, every artist could be an oil painter and it'd be the same. It's not the same. Everyone would be different. Just how, you know, the colors, you know, artists like different colors. You know, different kind of techniques, brushes, manipulating the paint thick to thin. It's just amazing. That's what makes art so great. It's because everyone's different and unique. Well, I think that's enough talk from me. I don't have any schedule when the next video will come. It might be next week. It might be a few weeks from now. But anyways, I hope you continue watching and well, this is bye. Bye.